Yo, what is good, y'all? Today, I am taking on an AI takeover an NBA team to see if it can win a championship within 2 seasons. We are going to be having it take over the Portland Trailblazers, and we are going to be using Google Gemini. Now, I was going to do ChatGPT, but apparently ChatGPT can't do like any research on its own or something, so we switched it up. I have informed Gemini of everything. I have reviewed all the ratings, all of the cap situation with this AI tool, so it knows what it needs to do. The last thing I told it, I will inform you of the results of the NBA lottery soon, and soon is right now. They don't really have great odds, but it had a whole game plan of what it wanted to do if it gets in the top 4 or not. All right, so they have the 7th pick. You got the 7th pick in the NBA lottery. Okay, so I did tell the AI it has to try to compete within the next 2 seasons. So the AI wants to leverage it in a trade for an established player who directly addresses their critical needs. They either want a proven point guard or playmaker, so I don't think it believes in Scoot Henderson. They want an elite shooter or a 2-way wing with playmaking upside. So here comes the NBA draft. Cooper Flag to the Rockets. That's crazy. Ace to the Wizards. Harper to the Wizards. They got Ace and Dylan. That's insane. So 2K is not letting us trade this pick, even though it's the original pick of the Trailblazers. Okay, 2K. I'll have to inform the AI that this game is broken. So NBA 2K is not allowing us to trade your number 7 pick. So we will have to pick a rookie and trade him later on. It seems the top available players you can pick right now are... All right. Okay. So the AI wants to draft Kaspers Jakusionis. Dresses the primary need of point guard, which I think is so funny because this team has Scoot Henderson. He doesn't want to draft Edgecombe because we have Shaedon Sharpe. Okay. So Kaspers Jakusionis, I don't know how to say that guy's name, is the pick for the Portland Trailblazers. Okay. Gemini is obviously going to want to bring back Scoot, Shaedon Sharpe, and Murray. All right. I'm going to tell them Matisse Thybulle accepted his player option. Let's see what they say. The AI says, while Thybulle is a valuable defensive player with unique skills, his offensive limitations are well documented, which aligns with one of our identified weaknesses, shooting. So the key adjustments to the approach is prioritize trades for offensive firepower. Okay, so it sounds like they want to trade Thybulle. Which players do you want me to seek out trades for on our roster? Wow, they want to trade Simons, Thybulle, Jeremy Grant, and Robert Williams. All right, so we were offered this trade. I'm just gonna let it see what it thinks. So the AI declines the trade. Gobert's defensive impact is undeniable. This trade does not align with our prior need for playmaking and shooting. Moving forward, we need to explore trade opportunities. Okay, may we include future picks? Let me see if are there any specific players around the league you would like us to reach out for. Oh, wow. Okay. So this guy, the AI is actually making reasonable, like, people to go after. Number 1 player listed was DeJounte Murray. So we will see what we can do to get DeJounte Murray. Not the move I would have made, but I think it's interesting that it actually made a very pointed decision. And it didn't even just go for like Luka. It went for actual reasonable players. DeJounte Murray's off the table. Fred VanVleet is another player they want to target. Fred looks like he's a free agent. And Tyus Jones, who also looks like a free agent. In addition, they also want to go after shooters. Bogdanovich, Malik Beasley, or Gary Trent Jr. Honestly, those players were balling out, except for Bogdanovich, who I think maybe he's gettable. All right, I'm going to see what they think. The AI says accept the trade of Anthony Simons and a first-round pick for Bogdanovich and Derek Jones Jr. All right, so we are accepting this trade. Cole Anthony was another player that they wanted to go after. We're offering Shaedon Sharpe for Cole Anthony in a first. I don't think the AI is going to like that. The AI might like this one, so I'm going to see what it thinks. Okay, it wants to accept the trade. We're back. The AI is making some serious moves here. So right now, Denny Avdia, Ayton, Shannon Sharpe, Robert Williams, Scoot Henderson. I mean, this team is okay. It's not great. I feel like small forward, unless Avdia is playing the small forward, he's power forward shooting guard. All right, so now they have set the depth chart like this for our team. Point guard Scoot, shooting guard Shaedon Sharpe, small forward Denny, power forward Jabari Walker, center DeAndre Ayton. Next steps is address the front court depth and evaluate the remaining cap space. I will tell it. We have limited cap space, but we can offer contracts to Jalen Williams, Steven Adams and Kyle Filipowski. AI wants to sign Steven Adams after watching the playoffs this year. I think that's a great choice. So we're going to offer Steven 2-year, $4 million contract, which he agreed to. And we must offer Jabari Walker a contract. Okay, let's tell the AI. All right, so let's see how it does in contract negotiations. Ooh, they want to offer a 3-year, $6 million per year salary. I don't think that's going to fly, but we'll try. Okay, I will inform them that the interest is not very high. Okay, I just told the AI we need to have our best offer. They're willing to up it to $8 million a year. Okay, the AI is playing hardball. I don't think he's going to accept this contract. He declined. Okay, I'll tell them he declined. He declined our 3-year $8M per year offer. All right, so the AI wants us to counter at 2 years, $9 million. I think that might get it done. We'll see. Okay, so they want to counter at 2 years, $9 million now. So less years, a little bit more money. Interest bar is right where he might accept, he might not. He declined again, I'll tell the AI. Okay, we're not going to re-sign Jabari Walker. Jabari Walker has declined our final offer. Wow. Okay, no, the AI doesn't mess around with its cap sheet. Okay, after losing Jabari Walker, it says, let's shift our focus to alternative avenues. What information do we have on free agent power forwards or potential trade whispers? Okay, I'm going to tell it which power forwards are available. I went through every team's team intel and listed all of the power forwards on the trade block. So I just compiled the top power forward free agents and every power forward I saw on the trade block. Let's see what it thinks. We're going slow with this rebuild. Draymond Green. His volatile personality could be a concern. Yeah, no kidding. Okay, after all that, it wants to go for Torrey Craig. All right, so the AI thinks we're ready to go into the season. All right, honestly, I feel like we made a lot of moves, but we didn't really change this Trailblazers roster like at all. Denny Advia's at 87, Shaedon Sharp's an 85, so good call holding on to those. Even DeAndre Ayton went up to an 84. Scoot Henderson is an 84. Team is actually looking pretty solid now. And 2K updated Tamari Kamara's defense stat, so that's actually solid again. This team is actually looking pretty good. None of the guys we brought in are doing any good. Bogdanovich dropped down to a 78. Jabari Walker we still have for 1 more year because of the qualifying offer. Okay, before we simulate the season, I'm just going to tell the AI I will simulate you the first 2 months of the season and give you all the relevant information. It says sound good, and these are all the things it wants to know. All right, we will tell it all of that information when we get it. Looking at the team, it wants to play this way. Now, the AI did not list it out like that, but I mean, I kind of like it like this. This is a really well-rounded team. Okay, let's see how this team does through the first 2 months of the season. Okay, we are off to a 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, 7-1 start. The AI team is going ballistic, baby. Whoa, I mean, it's a pretty good roster. I'm curious where we end up after 2 months, because right now we're number 1 in the power rank and number 1 in the conference rank. Wow. So after 2 months, we're 30-5. Okay, I'm going to inform the AI of all the data we have right now. See what it thinks. The AI wants to know the team record and standing. Sent it. Key player performances, I let it know. Team strengths, I guess shooting was one of the weaknesses it wanted to know. We are number 1 in 3-point percentage, so that actually all worked out well. It also wanted a specific look at Jabari Walker. Uh-oh, it's not gonna like this. Jabari Walker has only played 2 games. Okay, I'm sending all this information to the AI now. I'm curious what it says. Next steps, requests a detailed report on Bogdanovich's on-off numbers, performance in different lineups, and shot selection. Okay, you're asking for a lot there. Analyze our offensive sets. Oh, dude. Initiate internal discussions about Jabari's role. There's all a lot to take in. Okay, so we are heading to the trade deadline now. Team's doing really well. I'm excited about the way this Blazers season is going. We might not even need 2 years. We've created such a powerful team. Oh, we just got offered Kawhi Leonard and Drew Eubanks for DeAndre Ayton and Derek Jones Jr. Okay, let's see if we take this. Decision, accept the trade. All right, dude, genuinely, we might only need 1 season. This is going insane. All right, I feel like losing a center in 2K is always scary, but that was a nice trade for us, man. Denny Advia is 6-man. Okay, we got to ask what we want the lineup to be. All right, so now the lineup: Scoot, Shaedon Sharp, Kawhi Leonard, Denny Advia, Donovan Clingan. This is a really good team. I didn't realize the AI low-key snuck in just an amazing team. Kamara, Robert Williams, Cole Anthony, Bogdanovich, Jabari Walker. This is a nice team. All right, we're gonna go to the trade deadline. We lose to the Thunder, of course, but things are looking up, man. All All right, so at the trade deadline, we are 43-10. Okay, so we were only 13-5 since that trade. All right, the AI, we are 43-10 at the deadline. All right, they don't want to make a trade. Stand pat. All right, no trades. AI wants to keep going. We're going all the way. Man, I hope we pull this off. The team has actually been worse since the initial check-in at 30-5, but I mean, still a very good team. We've gone 19-7 since then, which is still a really good record, but it's not 30-5. All right, let's see if we won any awards. No defense awards, no awards in general. So in our first season with the AI running the Portland Trailblazers, we went a 64-18 record. Wow. All right, it says fantastic. 64-18 record. Okay, so we're good. It does want me to adapt to the opponents. So here in the first round, we've got the Sacramento Kings. Kings have a pretty mid team, to be honest. I feel pretty good about this. Let's see how this goes. I know we're supposed to adapt to our opponents, but I think we got this. We lost in 6! Whoa! The AI is not going to be happy. Oh no. It wants request of game film. It wants conducts meetings with the coaching staff, which is me. Oh god. Request a detailed statistical breakdown. All right, let's see what happened here. So we rebounded the ball well. We just didn't shoot very well. Ooh, Scoot Henderson shot 37% from the field. Shaedon Sharpe 42. Denny Avdia 44. Kawhi Leonard only scored 13.7. Yikes. Okay. All right, I informed the AI of what happened. They want to teach Scoot and Shaedon Sharpe how to shoot the ball. Yeah, they want us to be more prepared in the playoffs next year. All right, so we enter the offseason. Here we go, man. They have one more year to win the championship. Let's see what happens. The Kings ended up losing the finals in 7, so that loss doesn't look so bad anymore. All right, draft lottery. I don't think we're in this draft lottery, are we? We are not in the draft lottery. Thunder with the #1 pick is terrifying. Yeah, we don't own a pick in this draft. All right, cool. I'm just gonna consult with the AI on some quick hitting things like this. All right, so the AI dropped Bogdanovich after he played poorly for us last year. AI wants to offer Shaedon Sharpe a 4-year, $120 million contract. I don't think he's gonna like that. The AI low-key be lowballing these dudes. He might accept that. I'll see if he accepts this. Okay, very scary. He accepts. Wow. I started going through every player we needed to re-sign with the computer and negotiating back and forth. We ended up losing Robert Williams. He wouldn't take the deal the computer was offering. All right, so that was our offseason. Shaedon Sharpe is now our best player. Advia fell off a little bit. Scoots up to an 86. Klingon is there. Kawhi Leonard fell to an 84 overall. That is not good. Kamara got better. Honestly, I feel like the team is low-key worse than it was last season. And we also signed Jock Landale and Strus. I guess we're ready to sim. I'm going to inform the CPU of our things and remind it has to win the championship this season. Okay, before we start the second season, I'm letting it know, and it wants to see how the team performs before we make any moves. All right, so that means our team is honestly looking pretty solid. Scoot Henderson, Shaedon Sharpe, Toumani Camara, Denny Advia, Donovan Clingan, and off the bench we got Kawhi Leonard, Jakasionis, Max Strus, Cole Anthony, and Jacques Landale. This is a pretty solid team. I feel like we are lacking center depth, big man depth a little bit, so I'm gonna play Jacques a little bit more minutes. But all right, we're gonna go simulate through the first 2 months again and see how the team does. Hopefully we're a good team again, man. We are starting off a solid 5-2, 7-3. Okay, not as solid as it was when we were 5-0. All right, we're 26-9, which is a good record. It's kind of similar to what we had last year, but we're not doing as good in the conference. Mavs looking good, OKC is looking good, and we're third. Okay, so I'll let it know all the details again. Okay, I just told the AI all of our stats, but I had to remind it, this is our last season and we are directed to win a championship. What are your thoughts on the next move? He wants to aggressively scout the trade market for players who could significantly upgrade our three-point shooting and or be another reliable scoring option in high leverage playoff situations. I did scout for them our three-point percentage, and it is 14th in the NBA, so we're very average. But we lead the league in rebounding. I'm looking for shooters on the trade block, and Darius Garland is there. Let's see if there's any offers for Darius Garland. I mean, the only problem is Garland plays Scoot's position, but we'll see if the computer even wants to stick with Scoot or not. No offers for Garland. Devin Booker is on the free agent, is on the trade block as well. I don't know if the computer will like this, but I'm going to send it to him. We're not going to have a point guard if we do this trade. We'll see what happens. Okay, it's doing an analysis of getting Booker and trading Scoot. Declined the trade. Too high of a price to pay. Okay, it won't do that trade. I feel like we actually have really good shooting on this team though. This guy's an A+, A-, a lot of A's. Shaedon Sharpe's the worst shooter in the starting lineup, and I feel like he's not tradable. I'm gonna simulate ahead because more players will become tradable. We're gonna go to the trade deadline. Oh my god, we are just losing games left and right, man. This is not good. What the heck? Why are we on a massive losing streak? We're still 4th in the conference, but wow, that was bad. So Cleveland has offered us 3 Darius Garland trades, Kawhi Leonard a pick for one of these 3 other players, and I just sent that over to the AI because it wants a shooter. So it really believes in Kawhi Leonard and doesn't want to trade him. All right, it does not want to do this trade no matter what. Okay, I don't know how we're going to trade. It doesn't want to trade Kawhi Leonard. It views him as very important. So this is going to be difficult because it wants to make a trade. I don't think we're going to find a better player than Devin Booker or Darius Garland on the trade block, but maybe we will. Siakam is on the trade block. Jamal Murray's on the trade block. But again, we have Scoot. Şengün's on the trade block. Jalen Duren, okay. So after looking at the trade block, these are the 3 players they wants to target: Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Quentin Grimes. All right, let's see what we got going. Dude, writing out all the trades 2K gives me is actually so annoying, but I just sent all that information over. Nope. And it wants to decline every trade. Wow, it really believes in our team. Are there any other trade possibilities? I mean, it just feels like the computer is not willing to give up on any of our players. So the computer honestly thinks really highly of our players. I feel like the only player it doesn't think very highly of about our own team is Jonas, because it doesn't seem to realize that this guy's already good. Obviously, in real life, we wouldn't trade this guy, but if we were forced to try to win a championship this year, I feel like him and Kawhi together is like the best trade package we can come up with. This is an amazing trade. I'll see what it thinks. They want to decline the trade. They really think Kawhi Leonard is the guy. I feel like trading for Kawhi Leonard was a bad move on the CPU's part, and it doesn't want to admit it. Yeah, Kawhi Leonard is not even one of our better players, to be honest. I'm a little worried, man. I'm just gonna ask it what it thinks about trading Scoot. Okay, it says only trade Scoot Henderson for guaranteed upgrade. He was bad in the playoffs for us. We got to give it a try, see if there's something that makes sense. All right, I found the Stephen Curry trade, but we have to give up Kawhi Leonard. This is the last trade I'm gonna ask it if it wants to do. This is a blockbuster trade with potential to drastically reshape our team's immediate championship prospects. Accept the trade. Okay, we are bringing on Steph Curry to the team. Let's go. All right, so after that trade, the only thing in our starting lineup that has even changed is Stephen Curry's here, and that's it, because Kawhi Leonard was not even really playing much. The only problem with this team now is we got a lot of guards coming off the bench. I'm really curious how the team does. I feel like this is a pretty solid team. All right, let's simulate the rest of the season and see if the AI team comes through, man. Is this gonna win a chip or not? All right, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was the MVP. All cool stuff. No one on our team made an All-NBA team or a defense team. And we finished with the number 4 seed. Okay, we were 52-30. So big step back from last year, to be honest. The AI says, sets up compelling first round matchup. All right, so your boy's gonna make a game plan real quick. Let's see who's on this Warriors team. Scoot Henderson, Kuminga, Trace Jackson Davis, Kawhi Leonard. This team can't shoot. This team can't shoot, man. Game 1, we win game 1. They take game 2. We take game 3. They took game 4. Oh my goodness. We took 5. Let's just win in 6, man. Oh my God, it goes to a game 7. This could be it. This could really be it. This is scary. Come on, Portland. We have home court. We have Stephen Curry. There's no way we lose. Good third quarter, bad fourth quarter. It's back and forth. It's going into overtime, and we win in overtime. Oh my God. All right, going against number 1 OKC. We won in overtime of game 7. We won! It's so excited. Next steps, celebrate the victory. We are facing the number 1 seeded, and this Thunder team is loaded with great players. Oh my God. Aaron Gordon is their 6th man. This team is not real, bro. This team is not real. All right, let's see how we do against the Thunder. I don't feel good about this, but we take game 1. They took game 2. It's a back and forth. They took game 3. We need 4. All right, we got game 5. And we lost in 6. This was a really fun video. I'm curious if we had built for the long term how it would have done. I felt like when this computer started rushing for championship moves is when it fell apart. The Kawhi Leonard trade, honestly, is when the team really fell apart. We were 30-5 before that Kawhi Leonard trade. We never really recovered from that, but we did make it further in this year's playoffs with Steph Curry leading the way. So curious what you guys saw of this video. I had a lot of fun with it. If you enjoyed it, smash the like button below. We'll make another one. And if you want to see me rebuilding Carmelo Anthony's New York Knicks, click right up here. See you there. Peace.